to have a 50-50 relationship with a woman. It's called she owns you, dumbass. That's what it means if you give a woman even 1% control in a relationship. In mythology, the sun, S-U-N, is the masculine principle. It's the center of our solar system. All other planets, even huge gas giants like Uranus or Jupiter, circulate around the sun. Not for a second is the sun never challenged in its dominant position. Gaia, the earth, the mother, the feminine principle, circulates around the sun. Now what do you think if the sun ever said, you know, I'm getting tired, it's already been so many billions of years of fusion. It's getting really hot here. I think I'm just going to rest for a little while. Let the earth let you guys all just circle on around the earth for a little while, including me. What do you think would happen? Armageddon would only be the beginning. It would be the ultimate catastrophe, the end of the world as we know it, and then some. The biggest cataclysm we've ever seen. What do you think happens when you, the male principle, abdicate that role in your relationship? What do you think happens when you start circulating around your woman, making her the centerpiece, put her on a pedestal, look up to her? I'm not saying you shouldn't cherish your woman, honor her. Absolutely, I do that. I tell my wife, she is my one and all, my one and everything. She is. But there's no doubt who is the leader, who controls everything. Not by domineering, but by simple dominance. I just am. That's what this is. I am. And that's all I need to know. Unless you have that kind of strength in your relationship, you have no relationship. You have no power. You might as well buy your woman a strap-on dildo and some KY jelly. I'm going to not give you too much information here, but I think you get the drift. That's what you're doing if you don't take the lead, if you're abdicating your role. I remember like David D'Angelo, who was a great inspiration to me. He once said in one of his earlier programs about 20 years ago, there was a question in there, he said, well, but isn't it possible to have a 50-50 relationship with a woman? And Eben Pagan, that's his real name, Eben was like, sure it's possible. What? Where's he going with this? Could have heard a pin drop. He said, sure it's possible. It's called she owns you, dumbass. That's what it means if you give a woman even 1% control in a relationship. It'll be soon 5 or 10 or 20, 50 won't be enough. It'll be 110% before you know it. Not because women are evil, but because they will punish you for abdicating your throne. Now feminists will probably go ballistic when they hear that. And that really concerns me. And I really need to just, no, I didn't really quite mean it like that. I'm sorry. I'm actually woke. I'm really so woke. You're right. You're right. Do I look like I give a fuck? Do you think I lose sleep over this kind of shit at night? I tell my woman, look, it's like simple. It's like Caligula. May you hate me if only you fear me. No, I don't need her to fear me. I don't operate with this kind of control. Yeah, I may be a little overreaching, a little heavy-handed, but I'd rather err on that side 10 times than be a pussy even 1 time. Yes, I'm a little heavy-handed. I'm a little controlling and domineering at times. I admit it. It comes with a job. I'm like a lion tamer. Sometimes I need to control 30 people in a workshop or 900 people in a room. If you don't know who you are, it'll fall apart in a second, believe me. It will. So I'm not saying you need to be the ultra alpha. And I'm not saying you need to be there. Nobody is just born into that. Some people maybe. I wasn't. I had to learn this stuff. I was the biggest, soft, kind of nice, sweet soy boy ever. But I woke up. My wake-up call was about 20 years ago, this star ice skater. And I looked up to her. Yeah, she'd sleep with me, but she didn't want a relationship with me. I couldn't have that. So I gave a little power away and then a lot. I gave so much power away that eventually she told me, you're not a real man. Ouch. And that was like a knife in my heart, in my gut, and in my balls. And that was what Tim Ferriss calls a Harajuku moment. That moment in life where everything dies and you say, holy shit, I cannot go another day, another minute with this kind of defeat. This is the moment where you decide, I'm going to do whatever it takes to become that man that's worthy of that name, of being called a real man. It's not a show forth force. It's not the biggest guy with the biggest mouth or the biggest muscle or the greatest game or whatever. It's just being clear, understanding what a man is, living by those values and virtues, being totally committed to them, understanding that if men don't step up to the plate, take the lead, take charge, from a position of dominance, not domineering, from a position of generous giving power, authentic power, rather than, I'm a little boy. That's a little boy, like the emperor's son in Gladiator. Don't be that boy. Be the man who's willing to die, not only for what he believes in, for himself, but for his family, for his country, for his culture, and for this, the greatest civilization ever. You cannot get self-esteem from somebody other than yourself. If one partner has higher self-esteem than the other, the one with a lower self-esteem will find a way to sabotage it, unconsciously, inadvertently.